Hey guys, welcome back to, you know what it is? It's going to be the stories about basic training. So it's Friday night basic training stories. That's what it is. Yeah. Well, we made it through another week. I'm still here. You guys are still here. You know, I did the old pickleball today, and I was also there Wednesday. I have the last one of these whiskey jobs. Yeah, this one here is 46%, I think. Yeah, 46. It's called the Batch 2 Blended Whiskey from the JJ Corey. Corry. Let's crack this sucker open. Oh, there goes all the plastic pieces. Or the wax, I should say. Yeah, we'll clean that up in a bit. You don't want to drink that stuff. That's no good. Let's throw that in there. The old just fills it up perfectly. Look at that. Yeah, it was the end of the day on Wednesday pickleball, and a girl there, Kathleen, she goes, "My friends, husband and wife. I'm not sure how old the wife was. Probably maybe a little bit younger than the husband, but the husband was 80 years old, and she said he was fit. He was always fit and walked a lot and didn't carry extra weight or anything like that. And wasn't he out shoveling that damn heavy snow? The wet stuff there. Just I don't know. It was just less than a week ago, I think. Anyway, didn't he just collapse and drop dead right there in the driveway? You don't know, man. You just don't know. There's another person I know of too. I won't go into details on that one, but Bruce knows about it. And um, uh, the earth had a death grip on him. And I know when he passed, he didn't leave. He did not leave. He hung around for about 5 days. Yeah, I got proof of that. Sounds weird, but I think I got proof of that. Well, that's the way it goes, man. But I hope you got through the week okay at work and all that. And you're still here, and I'm still here. And we're going to get into some stories, some good stories about the old basic training. And that takes place in 92. It's either late June or early July. It slips my memory. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Let's go into some stories here. Now, okay, yes. That's what we call it, Friday night basic training stories. So mom and dad, basically, they drive me down. Yeah, I think 80, when's that? Would have been 82. So they drove me down. I was still in the old Nova. Yeah, dad still had the old orange Nova with the black vinyl roof, two-door. Drove me down to Cornwallis, and they took me into the main office there, and they sat with me for a little while, and I could tell they were kind of worried and stuff like that, and, you know, leaving me there and stuff. But I told them, I said, I'm going to do it. I said, I don't care what they throw at me. I'm going to do it. And they said, okay, good. That's good. We know you can do it. Anyway, so off they went. And so down I go, walk down to they told me what barracks to go to. Very down the end of the road. Very last barracks on the left, just before the mess hall. So we were in a good location. Us guys down there were very close to the mess hall. And I'm on the second level. So if you're looking at the building, if you're looking straight at the building here, I'm on the second level, the top floor, and I'm on the right side of the building. So they split it up in 4 quadrants. So you get 4 different squads, right? Of approximately 20 guys per squad, and that makes up the whole platoon, right? The whole platoon. Yeah. So yeah, so I have to pack my civvy clothes. I have a small knapsack, or I have a duffel bag with me. I guess I brought, and I have to pack those away in a secure locker, away from my location where my bed's going to be and my military locker is. And so there was one big storage room that held all the civvies, clothing, and it got locked up. And you didn't see that. You didn't even see that. You didn't see that until you actually left there after 11 weeks. When you left the base, say week 8, like we did, you wore your full dress uniform, your CFs. Yeah. So I packed my clothes in there as instructed, and they gave me a set of, I think, military sweatpants, probably gray, I think they were, and a white T-shirt. Everybody looked the same. They're all freaking clones, man. We're all the same. And of course, I'm the oldest guy there. I'm like 22, and we had a guy as young as 17, Lavier, I think his name was. Of course, Kramer, which he was across from me, he was 18. But there, there was some. Most of them are pretty young. I'd say under 20. So I packed away that stuff, and I started seeing more guys roll in. And Pat Kramer is the bunk directly across from me. He had just a single bed. He didn't have any bunkmates, so his was just one bed. Where I was across from him, and I had a bunkmate down below, and I slept on the top bed. I was on the top. So, and below me was Leo Graton. He was from out west. I think he knew French too, but he didn't have a French accent. But he was from out west, like a farm boy or something like that. Leo Graton. I'll tell you the nickname we gave him later on here. It's pretty funny. So I'm on the bottom. No, I got mixed up here. Where we're west. Yeah, okay. He's on the bottom bunk. And they get us up at 6 a.m. every morning. Man, they get us up there and they rush us down to breakfast. And then we're back for some physical training. And then we're marching all around the base, arms up, shoulder high, marching left, 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 right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. It just goes on like that, man. That's all you can remember. You just hear that. You're left, you're left, you're left, you're right, you're left. The timing, the timing had to be perfect, right? So, yeah, there we march around the base. Later in the week, we go to the pool. We have to go to the pool. Now, that's different instructors. That's not our squad or platoon instructors. That's a different group of guys, just like the rifle training later on in SMG. So off we go to the pool. We all take turns in the first pool. Now the first pool is it's not deep or anything like that. It's just it's like a regular full size pool. But go in the first pool, you go on a flutter board, but we're in full combats, combat shirt, combat pants, no socks or anything, just bare feet. And we're on the flutter board. Okay, let's see how you can do it on the flutter board. Just go back and forth this way, not the length way of the pool, right? I guess I was all right. So they said, okay, next pool. So the next pool, of course, has a deep end. And I think it had 2 diving boards. Now, we didn't have to go on the very top diving board. We went on the second diving board, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But we were to stand on the diving board and then jump in and let our feet go right down in. But I had a life jacket on. So the life jacket, like I never swam I never swam a lick. I was a complete non-swimmer. I had total fear of the water. One of my biggest fears was water. I don't know why. Maybe previous life I was on the fucking Titanic. I don't know, but I'm scared of water, man. If it's over my head, if it's up to here, I'm fine. But if it's over my head, I'm panicking, right? So off I jump, and I'm floating up and down, and all you got to do is make your way to the edge of the pool, and I'm paddling like I'm not using my legs. I don't know how to swim. I finally get to the side after a lot of work, and I get my fucking wet body out of the pool, and I'm dripping there like that. And then I heard it had to be Corporal Rowe, had to be. I don't know. Anyway, it says off of the life jacket, Lynch, third pool. I'm thinking, third pool. I barely made it on that pool. I said, I barely made it. He goes, no, you're doing it. He said, edge of the pool, forward roll in, forward, like lean forward, and forward roll in with your wet combats on, right? And I'm thinking, I don't know how deep this is. What is it on the deep end of a pool? I don't know. 9 feet? I ain't 9 feet tall, man. I don't care even if it's 8 feet or 7 feet. I'm not that tall, right? And I say, fuck it, I'm going in. I'm not gonna fail this shit. I'm going in. I did the forward roll and down I went, fucking in, and all I remember is going right to the friggin' bottom, man. And I remember touching my feet on the bottom, and I didn't spring up. I didn't think of springing up or anything. I think my body just floated up, right? And so I did get a little bit, maybe my eyes or part of my nose came above the water for a second, and I was just doing this. I was panicking, like it's the end of the world for me, right? I'm gonna die. I know I'm gonna die, right? But luckily, who was beside the edge of the pool? Because he was a trained lifeguard. That's right, Pat Kramer, by the edge of the pool, and he's holding a ring, one of those big donut rings, right? And he says, your eyes, man, were as big as fucking saucers. He said, no wonder I knew I was gonna die, right? So Corporal Rowe, that tall, lanky bugger, he goes, Kramer goes, I got to throw the ring in. And Corporal Rowe goes, Kramer, if you throw that fucking ring in, you're going to fucking jail. And then Kramer looks at him and goes, and Rowe goes, he's fucking faking it. And Kramer goes, no, man, I know when a guy's drowning, and this guy is friggin' drowning, he said, he's drowning. So Kramer just said, fuck it, send me to jail, I don't give a shit. He threw in the ring. I tell you, man, I was reaching for that. I grabbed onto that goddamn thing, and he friggin' pulled me because he had the rope. He pulled me to the edge, helped me, and I got to the edge of the pool, and I was spewing up cups and cups and cups of fucking swimming pool chlorine water. It was all inside me, man. He pulled me up on the edge onto the flat part. I was up on my knees, hands and knees. I was coughing and puking, and oh man, I thought that was the end of the world, man. I thought I was almost dead, man. I could have died if Kramer wasn't there. Like someone said, then they would have had to try to do CPR on you if they left you there too long, and you wouldn't be here probably. So, Kramer, a friend for eternity. And I probably only got 12 friends for eternity. Kramer's one of them. And other people know who they are too. So, that was a little emotional, that one. So, yeah. I basically told that without even looking at the book here, but yeah. Yeah, that took up a couple pages. Yeah. Okay, we got through that. I think that was 3 pages long. I got to get a Guinness soon. You guys get your drink yet? Shit, I hope you did. Let me just move this waxy shit away here, people. Let's move this waxy stuff away. Get my father's old mug out. You know, I'm going to have that one. And fresh Guinness. Fresh Guinness. So go get your drink. Let's crack this sucker. Pour right in, shotgun it. Yeah, get your drink. I don't know what you're going to drink. Beer, wine, cooler, whiskey, rum, margarita, tequila. I don't know. Something, because you worked all week. So you're going to reward yourself with something, probably. I would. I always did, anyway. Let's put that here. I don't want to get by my new wheel. I better put it back here. Okay. Let's just make sure everything's recording. I hate to go through all this and, yeah, we're still recording. Find out the goddamn thing dropped off the cliff. Okay. Let's just finish this. Cheers, guys. Let's finish this one. Yeah. It's good. You can see I got the Camaro cover on the RS here. Nice cover. I think I mentioned that yesterday. Yeah. That Bruce threw in with the car. It's a nice cover. Put that down there. I got my Guinness all set. Take a swig of that. Look at that, man. That looks good. And it tastes good, too. Okay, what else we got here? Let's go on to something a little more fun. Second week, basic training. We have our morning inspection at 6 a.m. as we always did. And this was inspected by a corporal, just some corporal that came in. I'm not sure where he was from, but it wasn't our Master Corporal, Desi Desmond. Right? Some corporal was doing it. I don't know why. I think it was a corporal. He walks up to my top bunk. You know, he's looking at it. He's checking it all over. He's looking at and seeing how tight my sheets are and everything like that. My pillow, everything looking good. It wasn't looking that good because I slept on my bed every night, not under the sheets. I sleep on top of it, put the fire blanket over me. But a lot of the other guys, once they made their bed and had it pressed perfectly, they didn't sleep on their bed. They slept under their bed on a fire blanket because they wanted to have a perfect bed in the morning. And I thought, man, I'm 22, man. I'm the oldest guy here. I got to have a bed. I can't do this no bed shit. So I didn't. I thought, whatever they say, I'm just playing a game. I'll play their game. Kind of the way I got through it. When I approached basic training that first day, I thought, you know what? I don't care what they throw at me or how much they scream at me or anything like that or whatever. I'm going to treat this like an acting gig, like I'm an actor in a movie in basic training. And I'm just going to just play their game. And that's what I did. So he's looking my bed over and looks at it and, you know, and then he starts to look down at Leo Gratton's. And we called, Leo's nickname was, we gave him a nickname of Au Gratin Scallop Potatoes. Right? He's just a meek, calm guy. He wasn't going to go and stir up shit because what happened. But anyway, this corporal looks at Gratton's bed and it's perfect, man. It's like you could take pictures of it and say, this is how you make a bed in the army, right? He takes the top sheet of that and he rips it right off. Then he takes his pillow and he throws it against the wall. And he goes, Gratton, tell your bunkmate to make a better bed. So he tore his apart trying to get Gratton to be, you know, pissed at me because my bed wasn't good enough. It didn't happen. Au Gratin wasn't going to go up against me, so that's the way that rolled. I felt sorry for old Graton because man, who wants to get their bed ripped like that and you got to remake it, right? Wasn't good. Anyway, that's the way I rode the whole time. I slept on my bed the whole time I was there, all 11 weeks, man, every night. I just did the best I could. Yeah, yeah. Basically said, tell your bunkmate to make his sheets tighter. Well, they weren't tight because I slept on the goddamn thing, right? So week 4, we get boot inspections. That's where you got to polish the damn boot up. Just your ankle boots, sort of like your dress boots, not your dress shoes for your CF, but your other ankle boots there. And you got to have them shining. Now, I could do a shine, but not like some of the other guys. I think it was Donnie McIsaac. I don't know if he did some reserve work or when he was younger or what, but it was either him or someone else. But they would do is put the black shoe polish on it. Then they take a freaking Bic lighter and they just put enough heat all over the toe area, everything like that, and then they polish again like that. And that goddamn boot came out like glass, man. It's like you could put your hand right into it. That's how shiny. You could like hold it up and look at your face. You could see your teeth in it and everything, right? Mine were like a shine, but like a dull shine, right? It's not like shining in a car, right? It was like a dull shine. Anyway, who was it there came up here? Sergeant. We had a sergeant come in that time. So it wasn't Desi Desmond again. The big black guy, wasn't him. He picks up my boots and he walks over. We had the window right there. He walks over, he lifts the window up like that, and he takes my boots and he fucking throws them out the second story window, right? Down my boots go, right? And he goes, Lynch, go get your boots. You're on boot parade. So you know what boot parade is? They come in and check your boots every friggin' day for a week, I think it was. Just, I had to get help from the other guys to figure out how I'm going to shine these bastards up. He just going to keep throwing them out the friggin' second floor window, man. So I got some help, and I didn't get the shine that some of the other guys got, but I got a better shine than I had, right? So I thought that was funny. I just went out and got him, brought him back in, and oh, here we go. So one day we were out marching around. I don't know if we were in combats. I don't think so. I think we were in full uniform, like full CFs. Maybe we weren't. We are probably in combats, but we were marching around shoulder high. Desi marching our squad. You're left, you're right. You just keep going. And he'd say, "You recruits, you have brains of Einstein and feet of Frankenstein. Get on the hills." So we're marching around. And he held the Canadian Forces Boxing Championship for like 2 or 3 years in a row. You didn't talk back to this dude, man. You just didn't. One guy did. His last name was Green or Greeno. I think it was Green. He talked back to him one time. I think I might have mentioned this in another video. He went into the office with Desi, and he came out. I don't know which side. I think it was this side here, because Desi must have hit him with a right hook. It was just popped right out like this, right? Popped right out. And yeah, he didn't talk back to him anymore. I think Green got recoursed. What happens if you fuck up like that? You get recourse, so you might have 2 or 3 weeks in. Guess what? You're going back and you're going to start over with another new group that comes in. So you're going to have to start from day one and go through your 11 weeks. So you're adding 3 weeks, say, plus your 11 weeks. Yeah, you're doing 14 weeks, man. So just play the game. That's all you got to do, man. So yeah, so we come to a halt. I think we're in front of the one of the large buildings where the officers are there. We come to a halt, and I'm right in the center ranks. I'm right out front. I think they used to do it like that. Keep the tall guys, and then it would go shorter, 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 right? So I've been like the center because I'm not super short, I'm not super tall like Kramer. So he comes up to me, and Desi's about, man, I'd say like 6 inches from my face. He's a little bit, he might be a little taller than me. I'll show you a picture of him. And he goes, Lynch, I'm twice the man you are, twice the man you'll ever be. And spit's flying out of him. He's splatting on me on the face. And I go, yes, Master Warple. I just play the game, man. I'm acting. I play the game. He thought, screaming at me as loud as he could scream. He thought he was going to break me. I was going to, break down and cry or something. No. I'm just playing the game. That's your part, and I'll do my part. Right? So that's what I did. And what else? What did? Okay, let's show you a picture of him, and then we're gonna interrupt the timeline. We're gonna jump ahead 2 years because there's some interesting things happen. So, now did I get to that part? Just a second. I don't think I got to. No, I didn't get to that part. So, I don't know if Desi wanted to have a picture with me, but there we go. Oh, you can see the Terry Fox run in the background. Look at that. There's me and Desi Desmond. So let's see. He's probably about 5'8" or whatever. He's probably 5'10". Yeah, I'd say he's about 5'10". He's got a couple medals on here, peacekeeping and something there, I think. That's Desi. So you didn't talk back to this guy unless you want your face beat up. No, I didn't want my face beat up. I want to keep my face, right? So that's what I did. Yeah. How we doing on the old recording, people? I don't want this to cough. No, it's still going. Hopefully I can post it up tonight because my storage space on the old iPhone doesn't seem to want to cooperate with me. So, let's see. 10 after 7 right now. Let's see. Let's flash ahead 2 years to the summer of 1984. What happened was, so this is only 2 years later from basic training. I'm in Gagetown, New Brunswick, posted there on the base, and Master Corporal Larry Gaudio was sent on a assignment to Aldershot, Nova Scotia. That's where a lot of recruits were, like reservists and stuff like that. And he was there to support the technical side of things, fix some of their radios, their 524s and their pack radios, their 77s and stuff like that. And didn't he throw his back out? Not at all. Up. He got back to the base. He went to MIR and the base hospital, and they said no, he can't go back. He can't go back to Aldershot. And there's still another 2 weeks left to support there. So I think it was Don Campbell came to me and he said, Ron, we need you to go to Aldershot to cover Larry Gaudio, and because he can't go back there, and support the reservists there, set up the stuff for the parades and, do the technical stuff and repair the radios and headsets, whatnot. I said, yeah, no problem, I'll go. He goes, let's go down there and check in and see how it goes. So I go down there, and I think I'm checking in on I think it was like a Sunday night. I'm pretty sure it was like a Sunday. I think Sunday afternoon, probably. Yeah. So, let's see. So I get down there, and I go down in the 5-quarter Chev military truck, big ass military truck. That was a great truck, 5-quarter. And I arrived there on the base, and some reservist, some guy, a young guy, I don't know what he was, 18 years old or something like that. He goes, "Oh yeah, we got a spot for you in the barn." And he takes me into this friggin' building, all beat to shit, and all these other reservists there, like they're like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old or whatever. He goes, "Yeah, that will be your bunk over there." And I thought, no, that's not going to be my bunk. I said, "I'm not staying here." He goes, "What?" I said, "I'm not staying here." I said, I'm replacing Larry Gaudio that stayed down in the sergeant and warrant officers building. I said, I'm going down to his room. That's where I'm going." He goes, "You're going to have to talk to the base commander, or you think you're going to do that?" I said, "That's what I'm going right now. I'm going to talk to the base commander." So I marched up to the base commander's office, went in, asked the secretary if I could speak to him. She said, "Just a second." She went and talked, came back, said, "Yes, yes, Private Lynch." I was only a private. I was still a couple years away from getting my corporals. Yeah, yeah, he'd see you now. So I walk in to speak to the base commander, and isn't it? Guess who it is? It's Chief Warrant Officer Ward. Guess what? He's got a son in Gagetown that's also a technician, radio technician. And he knows that because I'm from Gagetown. His son's in Gagetown. And I explained, I should be staying in Larry Gaudio's room because I'm replacing him. He goes, "Oh, yeah, you're going to stay in Larry Gaudio's room." And then he pulled out a drawer at his desk. He hauled the two sergeant stripes, right, to put up here on the epaulets. He said, "Here, put these on. Because I don't want any reservists messing with you. So while you're here on base, you wear these." I said, "Okay, sounds good to me." I said, "Thank you. Thank you, Chief Warrant Officer." And I put them on and wore them around the base. And I stayed in Larry Gaudio's old room in the Sergeant Warrant's barracks. So what else happened there? So I go to the mess hall for lunch one day. I just walked in, mess hall. Guess who I see sitting there? Yeah, you guessed it. Desi Desmond. He's retired from the regular force, but he's a reservist now. He's wearing sergeant stripes. But guess what? In the reg force, he only went to master corporal. Probably because he didn't take shit off anyone. But that's fine. So I go and I have my tray with me with my lunch on it, and I see an empty spot beside him. So I set my tray right down beside him or across from him. I don't. Okay, guys, the phone ran out of storage and it's shut down. So I got to get to the part. I got to go back a ways. Where I'm at the Aldershot, and I walk up to Desi Desmond sitting there in the lunch hall. Where are we here? Maybe I'm too far along here. Just a second now. I should be in and around this area here. Where is it? Oh, yes, okay. So, Chief Warrant Officer, Larry Gaudio's room, blah, blah, blah. So I go to the mess hall and for lunch, and guess who's there? It's sitting at the table. It's well, he's a sergeant there and the reservist now. He's a Desi Desmond. And I sit down. I say, "Remember me?" I was through basic training with you back in 1982. And he looks at me, looks at my sergeant stripes, and he goes, "Yelp, yelp, yelp." And that's all he would say, man. He's wondering, how in the hell did you get to be a sergeant in the reg force in 2 years? He goes, "What are you?" Oh, he's thinking, was he a plant or something, like a undercover or something like that? He's thinking something. I could see the cogs turning in his head. He didn't know what the fuck was going on, right? I finished my meal and I just get up and walked away. Because I remember back to the time when he was in front of me in Cornwallis, and he says, "Lynch, I'm twice the man you are, twice the man you'll ever be." Well, I'm a sergeant now in the Reg Force in 2 years. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Let me check this machine. I don't trust it now. I just had to delete the YouTube Studio so I can have enough space to make these videos. Now I'm gonna have to splice them together now with that CapCut thing. Anyway, that's minor. I'll do that. Where are we here? Yeah, yeah, because I was still a private. I didn't get my corporals till 1986, I think. But I didn't rub it in. I just got up and walked away. Okay. Oh, there's not too much left here. Not too much. So yeah, we had to go for arms training. So we had to train on the SMG submachine gun called the C1 SMG. And Canadian Armed Forces nicknamed it the SMIG. And it was a nice short little stocky thing with a side mount magazine, 30 rounds, folding stock, right? And this sucker 9 millimeters, and they could just fire those. I mean, if you had the enemy in front of you, I don't know, 25 feet away, you could just short sweep like that. You'd cut them right in two. You cut them right in two. I love using this SMG, man. Better than the old FNC1. So it's sort of like they say that it was the Canadian version of the British one. So Sergeant Langford is going to teach us the ins and out of the SMG, and like I say, it's a simplified version of the British Sterling gun, and so they made sort of like a copy, sort of a version of it called a Thompson gun. You might have heard of that. From 1940 to 1945, they made the Sten gun from 42 to 1958, and they made the C1 SMG for the Canadian military. Actually made it in Canada. It was 1958 to 1985, and yeah. So he's teaching us to tear down. He goes, "I'm going to teach you every piece of this SMG. We are going to dismantle it, we're going to clean it, and we're going to assemble it back together in working order." I said, "That sounds freaking cool, man." Because I like mechanical things, you know. So he's saying, "Okay," and he's now watch me, and after I complete, you do the same. You know me, man. I'm gonna jump ahead. I always did. Teachers always said it in class when I was a young kid, grade 3, 4, 5. Ronnie rushes through his work and then continues to disturb the class. That was my motto. Anyway, so he goes, "You take this and watch out for this spring," and all of a sudden, clink, right? Sergeant Langford looks at me and goes, "Lynch, you owe me 50. That's 50 push-ups. And on break time, I had to pump off 50 in a row. I had to give him 50 push-ups. And I could do it back then, no problem. And didn't I do it twice again? Not with the SMG, but yeah, with the FNC1 training. I got ahead and they heard the noise. Guess what? Lynch, you owe me 50. And again, In the afternoon, Lynch, you owe me 50. So it was another 100. So total of 150 I had to give Langford push-ups. Yeah. So using Cromwell, did I show you that? Cromwell. I might have showed you that. I think I showed you Desi Desmond. Well, there's Desi Desmond there. I'm going to show you again because I got video dropped off there. He's the one you didn't talk back to because he held the Canadian Boxing Championship for Canadian Forces. If you did, you'd like your face smashed, you go ahead and talk back to him because he ain't going to mess around. Let's see. We're going to talk about Cromwell next. Sergeant Cromwell, platoon commander, right there, in charge of all 4 squads. We'll talk about him next. Here's the guys that looked after all 4 squads. You got Cromwell in charge. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other guys. Desi Desmond was in charge of our squad right there. These are the 2 guys that stand out in my mind right there. Yep. So then you got this picture here. I don't know if I showed this already or not, but I'm just going to show it again. This guy here was on parade one day, and we had bayonets on there. And didn't he slice his hand right through the bayonet? And when he seen the blood, he dropped like a friggin' rock, man. Smack! Right on his face on the pavement. This guy here could play guitar. Remember that? There's Slackass, the guy I brought home. Joe Hunt there. Went up to his place in Toronto, visited him for a while. There's old Gray there. There's Lindsay from Jamaica. No, Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah. Donnie McIsaac, Kramer. Of course, the guy that saved my ass. Yeah. And Scotty Lomer. And we got, I think these are 2 Newfoundlanders here. I don't remember that guy. There's Leo Graton, Scallop Potatoes right there. This is the guy that talked back to Desi Desmond, got the friggin' big old black eye. There's, I don't remember that dude's name. This guy here, Lavier. This guy, man, I think he could run a 7-minute mile. The most I could do was 10 minutes and whatever it was, 7 seconds. This guy did 7 minutes, something like that. His legs, little legs, just running like a bastard. There's Kelty. I brought him home. And that is Danny Dubois, I think. He was selected when we were here in Granville for a couple nights. He was selected. This is the guy that's going to spend the night with Granville Annie. I don't know. I never met Granville Annie, but they always, tradition was, and there's me, of course, I look like a frog with my eyes closed there. They always picked the guy that was a virgin, and Danny was a virgin, so he got a couple hours or a night, a day, or not a day. You wouldn't want a whole day, but he got an hour with Granville Annie, so he could be unvirgin, right? So, yeah. So, what else? So yeah, we're going back to Cromwell here. Cromwell, platoon commander. Sometimes he'd come in. We'd just finished doing some rifle training or something. We were in combats, and we'd get in there to change for lunch. We knew we were gonna have to get in PT gear or something, but we weren't in PT gear at that time. He'd come in around 11:30 or something, and he'd get us all. We'd all stand to attention. We'd all lined up waiting for his word, right? And he was a cool cat. He'd go, "You got 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes only. You got 5 minutes to get in your PT gear, get down to get something in it, and that's all. Get back here in the road, quick, move!" And that's it, man. You were moving. You didn't know which way to go. Were you just going to change, go into freaking PT gear, get on the road? Were you going to get in PT gear, go down, get something to eat, and come back, like you said? Or were you going to run down your combats, have something to eat, Come back, change in PG gear. And you didn't know what you were just friggin' you just moving, man. You had to move because when he said 5 minutes, he meant 5 minutes. And when you went in that mess hall, you could grab the food was all ready. They just slop it onto your plate, right? And you just gobble like that. You could eat in a minute. That was the goal. You eat in a minute and you get your ass back up there. And that's what they did, man. They got us running. They had us running all the time. You didn't have time to think about nothing else. I think we covered all the stories, from when the damn recorder stopped. Yeah. The recorder stopped right around when I was talking about Desi in the mess hall at Aldershot. So let's have to marry these two videos together and try to get it out to you. Hopefully by 9. I hope so. But until then, guys, thanks for coming back. And I'm sure we're going to get some more stories about some training in Kingston, Ontario. So we did some of the training, electronic training in Kingston. Then we had to go to Borden and do some to, finish up our training. So we got a couple different areas. Kingston was a very nice city. I love that. Borden, it's kind of boring. There wasn't much there. You had to go in town to Barrie, which was I don't know, 15, 20-minute drive down the highway to the old highway to get there. But yeah, it all worked out. So until then, guys, I'd like each and every one of you to stay safe out there. You know what I mean. Thunder Road